Luka Dončić and Kyrie Irving, Jason Kidd, what a performance that was. Listen, NBA playoffs have been thrilling. And I want to be a positive guy. Alex even said the vibes are flowing. I need to be positive. So I'm not going to start the show going after Ant Edwards, a.k.a. the next Michael Jordan. Come on, folks. Dwayne Wade's a much better example. But I'm not going to go after him, right? I'm not going to take a shot at, Rudy Gobert struggling mightily against Luka Dončić. I'm going to start positive. I'm going to start with Kyrie Irving. And I need to apologize to Kyrie Irving. I'm sure you guys saw after Minnesota dispatched Denver in Game 7, the cocksure Anthony Edwards said, I had the cuffs on Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray had 35 points. And next up, I want all the smoke from Kyrie. I'm going to go guard Kyrie Irving. Well, Kyrie Irving came out in Game 1 last night and had 24 points in the first half. Out of character for him is he had been kind of a slow starter, letting Luka lead the way early. Kyrie went off. You could see in the video there on FS1. Anytime Anthony Edwards was on him, barbecue chicken. I'm going right to the basket. Be careful what you wish for, young fella. Listen, hey, we all say stuff. Anthony Edwards regretted it clearly. But let's focus on Kyrie Irving, right? I mean, that is such a good perspective from the old man, Kyrie Irving. And I can call him old at 32 in these playoffs, which has been characterized by young stars everywhere. Kyrie's kind of the old guy, the old head. Now, I've had a personal checkered history with Kyrie Irving. When he came into the league, man, this kid had all the swag, the drip, the riz, whatever you want to call it. He had it. He had those cool viral commercials when YouTube was kind of popping. And then he was Uncle Drew and made a movie, and everybody loved Kyrie Irving. And I don't know whether the stardom and the fame went to his head or that game-winning shot against the Warriors in Game 7 on the road went to his head, but Kyrie went sideways. And it had been a bad run for him personally. I mean, we're talking about a guy who demanded out of Cleveland with LeBron after winning a title. There were reports that Kyrie Irving said, you know what? If you don't trade me, I'm going to go ahead and get surgery that I may or may not need. And they traded him. He goes to Boston. He's with young Tatum, young Brown, Marcus Smart. They had a squad. And Kyrie's like, nah, not for me. I don't need these young guys. I can't deal with these young guys. So then he goes to Brooklyn, and that was an epic disaster. I mean, he drags Kevin Durant with him. I think I said at the time that this ruined Kevin Durant's career. And you could argue Kevin Durant's gone all downhill since leaving the Warriors for Brooklyn. And he did that to follow Kyrie Irving. Like I said, Kyrie Irving was a cool guy. People like him around the league. He's got an elite layup finishing package around the rim. Nobody does what Kyrie Irving does, but it flamed out spectacularly. I mean, you guys remember Brooklyn? The guy's burning sage in the locker room, and James Harden's looking at him like, bro, what the hell's going on here? Kyrie was going sideways. And then there was the whole bubble situation where the players were trying to get to the bubble and finish the season and have the finals. And Kyrie Irving publicly went on a call and was like, why are we doing this? We shouldn't finish the season. We should not play. And it was just, Kyrie Irving was having a moment. We don't personally know what these athletes are going through off the court with their families or their girlfriends or wives or what have you. Kyrie was going through some stuff. And he ends up demanding out of Brooklyn. That just was unbelievably bad. And he lands in Dallas. And a lot of people are like, well, this ain't going to work. But LeBron James is a guy who thought it was going to work. And me, the whole time, I thought Kyrie Irving was the Scorpion and the Scorpion and the Frog story, which I think I've told on this show before. You guys know the Scorpion wants to cross the river and ask the Frog for a ride. And the Frog's like, no, you're going to sting me and I'm going to die. We'll both die. And the Scorpion says, no, I'm different now. I'm not going to do that. Frog says, all right, fine. Gives him a ride halfway across the river. What does the Scorpion do? Bing. Frog's like, why the hell would you do that? We're going to die. And they both die. And Scorpion says, yeah, that's what I do. I'm a Scorpion. I thought Kyrie was the Scorpion. And now all signs indicate he's all grown up in these playoffs with Dallas this season. There's no more, I need a week off to go to my sister's birthday. There's none of that. He's got his act cleaned up. He's been a model citizen in Dallas. He's working great with Luka. Maybe he's just a better 2 than he is a 1. He's not the leader that he was trying to be in Brooklyn or trying to be in Boston. And he's better a number 2 guy. And I'm just telling you, Mavs are 3 wins away from the NBA Finals. And I would not be surprised at all. I think they're the betting favorite in my eyes to win the NBA championship. Now let's pivot to the NFL and my favorite team in the league. Yes, the New York Football Jets, mired in I don't even think I can call it mediocrity. They have the longest playoff drought in the NFL. And this is a Jets team, folks, where there were expectations last year. And then 4 snaps into the season, Aaron Rodgers pops his Achilles and it's over. So Rodgers is supposedly healthy. Jets made some great free agent moves. They're back on track. A lot of the sharpest gamblers, we'll have one of them on in the third hour, really love the Jets. There is a lot of momentum around the Jets to go to the Super Bowl, to perhaps win the Super Bowl. Anytime I hear, I like that kind of pressure. It reminds me of Steven Jackson, who I've shared a dressing room here with at Fox. And Steven Jackson had a great quote: "I make love to pressure." I can't stop thinking about that quote. But regarding what Rodgers said, that's not normal quarterback speak. You don't go to the podium and say, "Hey, if I don't deliver, everybody's done. We're all toast. We're all in the unemployment line." You don't hear that. And it made me think of this quote from Sam Altman, the guy who started ChatGPT: "Extreme people get extreme results." And undeniably, Aaron Rodgers is an extremist. And that's not a knock to say he's an extremist. I'm an extremist in some aspects of my life. I'm sure Alex is. Colin, I know, is. But Rodgers is an extremist. Hey, guys, I'm going to ponder my future with the Packers and in the NFL. But first, I'm going to go on a darkness retreat. That's not normal. He's an extremist, okay? You guys know a lot of single fans out there on the herd. Obviously, men, not women. But on the first date, you're not supposed to talk about religion, politics, or exes, right? Aaron Rodgers is pulling up to the table. He's talking about all 3 of them. He doesn't care. When he goes to the podium or on podcasts, he's talking about religion. He grew up Catholic. He don't want anything to do with Catholic now. Aaron Rodgers talks politics on religion. He was nearly the vice presidential candidate for Bobby Kennedy, who he refers to at the podium as Bobby, like it's his boy, which they probably are buddies. But he is an extremist. And you know what I said? Extreme people get extreme results. And I am of the belief Rodgers comes off the Achilles. They got the new offensive line. They add Mike Williams from the Chargers. This offense is going to make the jump to light speed. Now, stop me if you've heard this before. The Jets are going to be pretty damn good. Folks, I've been on this show, I think, for 2 years now, maybe more. And I've been excited for the Jets every year. I've tempered expectations only because deep down I know this is the year. This is it. It's happening. Okay, I know the AFC's loaded, and there's a bunch of people here in the studio laughing. Jason, come on, the Jets again. Listen to Rodgers when he's saying this stuff. He really knows everything's on the line. He wants to be the villain. Aaron Rodgers, throughout his career, has thrived on being the villain. They draft him. Brett Favre's hemming and hawing. Do I stay? Do I go? And he's getting in these little tweaks. Old man Favre. Folks, he's tweaking. He's poking the bear. He wanted it. Rodgers basically, remember, he was supposed to go maybe number 1 in the draft, maybe top 5. He slides all the way to 20. You can read some of the reports from back in the day when he fell. Since then, massive chip on his shoulder, okay? And guys who have chips on their shoulder, I may have a small one. Some of us do. Cowherd certainly does. They thrive on using that as motivation. Michael Jordan famously would create these fake scenarios, fake trash talk, fake hate, and then use it to his advantage. I believe Rodgers is using all this. He knows when he goes on podcasts with Joe Rogan and company and talks about religion and the vaccine, he is being an extremist. He wants you loving him or hating him. We're in an era of tribalism. And Aaron Rodgers is signaling to his tribe, yo, I'm over here, guys. It's like that scene, I probably shouldn't reference this, a great movie where a guy goes into prison, Edward Norton Jr., of course, American History X, and he takes off his shirt and he's all tatted up with, what on his body. And it's a signal instantly to his crew, hey, come on over here, come hang with us. Aaron Rodgers is signaling with these comments, hey, you're either with us or you're against us. And I'm sure, he's getting word of this. Oh, McIntyre, he's against us. No, guys. I'm with you. I'm a fan of the Jets. I'd love for you to tamp down some of the extremism, maybe dial back the villainy, but if it works.
Hi, everybody. It's me, Uncle Colin. Subscribe here to get the latest from the herd, including exclusive behind-the-scenes videos and more, wherever you may be, however you may be watching. Thanks again for making us part of your day.